Hi, my name is Susan and welcome to my revival. This has been my year of change and change and change and change. And I've had people say to me, take it easy on yourself. You've gone through A, or you've gone through B, or C. I think there's a D. Don't be too hard on yourself and don't expect yourself to just completely have come to a place of rest about it all yet, Where do I start? I've been wanting to do a sort of a channel update, making you aware of my life transitions. And then a new transition would come up, and a new transition would come up. And I recognize most of you are busy, but I never have been. I spent decades laying on a couch. God sort of shook me, it awoke me, and, I refocused my life, and I've had a renewed interest in life since nearly losing it at that time in my life several years ago. And my first major thing I realized I had to do, my life-altering event series sort of covers my leading up to this. But the first thing that I realized that I really needed to do if I was going to be better prepared physically to serve God was to lose weight, because I was at 555 pounds. So this year of transition sort of began in September of 2018. Actually, you could almost say it started in September of 2016 when I went on my diet. And then 2 years in September of last year, 2018, I hit goal weight. I'd lost 370 pounds. I hadn't had gastric bypass. I don't have a problem with anybody having gastric bypass, but that didn't work out to be where God sent me to lose my weight. And I hit goal weight in September of last year, 2018. And that sent me to maintenance, which is a very different animal. And I had problems from the start. I had food reactions. I got sick. I had my skin break out. I was having stomach issues. Then I got GERD, which probably my stomach flora had changed through everything I've been going through. I probably damaged my gut prior to my diet, is my guess. No one's told me that, but the way I was eating, yeah. So my gut health even now is probably, I'm still not eating normal cheese, really, for the most part. I still use lactose-free milk. I mean, this is now late June 2019. I'm still not food reoriented. My diet was a liquid diet, a protein shake sort of diet, very specific though. I have a video on it. My top weight was 555 pounds, how I'm losing it. So it goes over what the program was. So how has my life been in transition? Well, just hitting goal weight alone, I was all over the place. Could I eat any dairy? What could I eat? Did it have to be plant-based? But I was feeling sick. I was losing more weight. I lost 20 more pounds below my goal weight. And I'd heard that it's okay if you lose some extra because you'll gain some back when you eat complex carbs, because they naturally help you hold water. But I was getting kind of scared. I was looking like I was kind of ill, And So I've been trying to adjust for my calorie range, and it was very hard to find my calorie budget, but I was still sort of eating okay. But anyway, I want to do a whole video to catch you up on my maintenance journey so far after this. So I hit goal weight and went into maintenance and had reactions and struggled. And then I had emotional eating over the holidays of Christmas. I had a great Thanksgiving, but I was all over the place in the deep of winter. I had some real emotional stuff going on, and that did not make it easy for me. I was still okay with weight, but anyway, I was had a lot going on. One of which was another life transition. My husband suddenly, his company made a buyout offer if people will retire then, if they took it then, they could be retired at the end of December last year. We were thinking he might retire at the end of this coming year, at the end of the one we're in presently, the end of around October, November 2019, and all of a sudden, bam, he's going to retire a year early, basically. Not expected, not planned. We knew when he retired, which we thought would be at the end of this year, that we would be moving to be near family in Northwest Arkansas from California. Well, that suddenly changed, moving next year to moving this year. So we had to decide sort of the timeline that would be, and I knew, and we both knew, that I'd been okayed for some insurance coverage for an abdominoplasty because I'd lost so much weight. I had a rather, a large stomach apron that hung down over my thighs that made it, well, you wouldn't consider it cosmetic. Even, you could see people who have skin hanging from their arms or, and it's something they call cosmetic. This was not something they deemed cosmetic. I would have to lift my stomach to cross my legs. It flapped when I walked, so it had to go. I didn't show it on camera because, but I knew that it would be a 2-month at least recovery of not moving. And this was the new me that was moving and was at goal weight. And I tried to meal prep for it, and I spent 2 months cooking, trying to have a variety of foods to not gain weight. But I'm so new, and if you're going to regain your weight, it's highly probable if you're going to regain your weight, it's in your first year after you hit goal weight. Your body's still trying to get you back to your highest weight. Your hormones are still, everything's sort of working against you to keep your weight down. If you ever wonder why when you lose weight, you regain it. Because it takes several years apparently, or 2 to 3 or more, up to 5, I guess. Don't quote me, I'm not a specialist. For your body to begin to quiet down and say, oh, okay, so this is the new normal, right? So I was concerned that surgery was going to happen so soon. It turned out it happened at the beginning of March. Another life transition. I've never had plastic surgery before, and I had 64 metal staples hip to hip. And that didn't include other work I got done while I was under. I was under for 6 hours. I didn't eat for 24 hours. It was rough. But the surgeon was great, but I was under for a long time. And I'm thankful that I got it. But even, let's see, this is late June. Yesterday was June 24th in 2019, and I put my compression garment on yesterday because I had some stomach pain. I was very careful. I was healing beautifully. My surgeon said, excuse me, there's something in my eye. The first 2 or 3 weeks, I was just healing beautifully. There were some concerns on my white blood cell count, on if I'd heal properly, so she almost had to cancel the surgery, so there was quite a bit going on. And then it was okayed, I'm all right, and then a few weeks into recovery, about 2 or 3 weeks into recovery, I was zooming along. They were very happy. They said it was beautiful, I was doing a good job, no infections, everything was great. And then I pulled an anterior suture, and she said she put plenty of sutures in me so that I was fine safety-wise inside. She said, it just, you're just going to deal with the inflammation until it dies down, and I can't take like ibuprofen and Advil and things like that. So that was interesting. And it made my recovery last about 3 months instead of 2. And the food I'd prepped, and I tried to make 2 months worth, it lasted about a month and a half. And by the end of that, it was sort of, okay, I'll take a chicken or turkey hot dog, because my husband was feeding me. And he has said to this day, my pre-cooking saved us as far as me not really gaining, but I did end up gaining about 20 pounds, somewhere around there, just after that. I'm not really sure. And I knew that right after that surgery, we were going to be moving. And then he had to completely pack up the house because all family and friends were kind of either here or moved, or we didn't really have a network of support there. So my husband packed our whole house and packed it all into the shipping container to go. And I'm like, I kind of began the last week, I'll move a few things and put them in a box. Okay, I'll lay down. I'll move a few things. Okay, I'll lay down. So he had to do it all. Oh, thank God for angels, because God sent a neighbor's grandson. Thank you, Judy. Thank him for us. Should you see this. And helped him get the fridge out. And then we got the fridge out and in, and it was not coming back. They had to take the door off. They had to take the handles to the fridge off. This was not coming back in the house, and we didn't have any more help to get it back in the house. And we found out the house wasn't even going to sell the next day, that they'd pulled out. The buyer had pulled out several days before. No one had told us, and the container was almost finished being packed, and we were, what? That was stressful. But I just knew, because that fridge got out, God meant we were going. I didn't know how. I didn't know what was happening, but I knew we were going. That fridge wasn't coming back in. I think if the fridge hadn't gone in, and my food wasn't rotting on the counter, and the beds hadn't gone to the dump, I think maybe I would have wondered if we were going then or what. But I mean, literally, that fridge is in the container to move. We're not staying here. I don't know how, but I had kind of a calm, which I never used to have. Thank God for spiritual growth, right? Some maturity. Because I needed it. It was a bit of a rough ride, and another angel. I have, someone who ended up taking the house, and so that worked out, which, it was just a wow. It's still a wow. Then we traveled cross country. A man, his wife, and a cat and a dog in a car. Well, not all the way across, halfway across, 1,500 miles. But it's far enough with a cat and a dog in a car. We're thankful. Blew a tire near Cheyenne, Wyoming. Bent the rim. We came the rest of the way without a spare. Had electronic problems with the car 2 or 3 times since being here. It's in the shop today, hopefully. The recalibration will get it where it's not a problem anymore. So let's see, I have some notes. Let me check them and make sure I'm at the move. So, okay. there were some times when I just was just, come on. Really? I kept feeling like my mom would use the word discombobulated. You know, I kept feeling like at some point something's got to settle, but everything was up in the air. And on the move, just prior to the move, we were eating at a few favorite restaurants we knew they wouldn't have here more rurally or not in California. And I was still okay on weight, but then on the move, I just reverted back to behaviors and choices. So I gained quite a bit of weight on the journey here and just after. And I've been working it and adding in my water and adding in my walking, and my sleep has been terrible because I was on a cot. Thank you God for the cot. I wasn't on the ground, but it kind of physically hurt. So then I got one air mattress, but the weird head pillow thing made it so I was always having a crick in my neck. I didn't sleep like a 7 or 8 hour sleep for I think a month. The weird bed situation at the house after the dumping of the beds. And then the weird sleeping in the car or a motel and then getting here and not having beds. When we got a couch, I slept on the couch for it was rough just getting a good sleep. So anyway, I'm running a little later than I like to go because I see it's over 16 minutes and I like mine to be about 10 or 15 minutes. I don't like really long videos when I watch them myself. So I do want to update you a bit on my channel. Interestingly, after this year, I've had my years of weight loss, my year of transition. Don't be scared. I have gained weight, but don't be too frightened for me. I'm okay. I'm writing down my food, I'm writing down my water, and I'm breaking some of the habits that were getting me in trouble weight-wise. So I'm eyeballing it, and it'll just be part of my journey. I'm okay, guys. You know, it's one of those, I know you all, like I might have started the video with this, that I know most of you are busy most of the time, but I haven't ever been, and this year has set me on my head, so to speak, or whatever the phrase is. I want to update you something about my channel and where it's headed. My weight loss has been the focus of this channel because that was what I was going through at the time. But I'm transitioning now to the maintenance for the rest of my life. So that's going to be ongoing. But I didn't lose the weight to have this channel just be about weight. I lost the weight to move on to the other things in life God has in store for me, so I would physically be able to do them. And so I might start, I'm going to start putting up videos with a title and after it something that labels it for you. Maybe my maintenance journey might have a maintenance minute at the end, or it might have, I might begin to start going into my spiritual revival. I've always planned to, I just never was sure how to, and I still am not sure exactly how that's going to start. But at some point that might happen, so you'll get the title, then you'll get, you know, my spiritual revival at the end or something like that, or maybe food revival as I start looking into the healthier foods of, like in Nourishing Traditions, the book, and Mary at Mary's Nest, who's been so encouraging to me. If you all haven't seen her channel, you should go, especially if you care about nutrient-dense foods and sprouting your grains and things like that. She's just been the most generous person I've ever met on YouTube. I just have to tell you, nice person. There are a lot of really nice YouTubers. I've met a lot of them, but she's just been very encouraging to my particular channel. I don't know why per se, but anyway, thank you, Mary. You're just a blessing, and I hope you're doing well. If I have like a professional revival, I want room for the channel to grow as my life grows. The food one might be if I do any canning or dehydrating with the way that food prices may be going up or shortages this year. I may be pressure canning sooner than I planned. I was kind of going to ease into it this fall, but now I'm beginning to think maybe this summer I should jump on in because I think we're going to have some grocery prices and things going up. So that way I thought, if you follow me mostly for my weight journey and or you don't have time to watch everybody's videos, I get that. I understand that, especially if you're busy. But you kind of want to watch maybe my spiritual journey, or you want to watch my weight loss journey or weight maintenance journey. I'm still saying weight loss. If you want to watch them all, you can watch them all. But if you kind of need to pick and choose with your time, I'm going to try and break it up to give you a heads up when I can of what the video might be, at least the subject it might be about. Let me know what you think of that. And do you like a maintenance minute or maintenance moments? They won't be a minute long, but I liked a maintenance minute better than maintenance moments. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And so hi, welcome to my revival. I'm still reviving.